Hey, Miles again, Partridge Fitness. Today we got stretches, upper and lower body. This video is going to be lower body stretches. I split it up into 6 categories, which is hamstrings, quads, groin, your IT band, which is the side of your legs, glutes, and calves. Now, just a little disclaimer. I'm not going to show you every single stretch that there is in the world, because that would obviously take way more than one video, and you'd probably be watching it for a couple of days just for lower body stretches. So what I'm going to show you is my favorite stretches, or my stretches that I like to do before certain workouts. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to take my black and white socks off, because you can get better grip like that. So, alright, first things first. I'm going to go with hamstrings, alright? And like I said, I'm not going to show you all of them, just the ones I like to do. So for hamstrings, this one is actually standing up. It's just simply down the middle and to each side, alright? So with this one, the key to stretching your hamstrings is actually your back, alright? If you're stretching and your back looks like this, most likely you're not stretching your hamstrings. You're stretching your lower back, alright? Which is not a bad thing, but if you want to stretch your hamstrings, then don't do it like that. So, what you want to do, you put your feet together, a little bit apart, whatever. When you bend down, you want to make sure your back is arched, alright? Very few people can actually keep their back arched and go all the way down and touch the toes or the ground or whatever, alright? So to make it a purely hamstring stretch, you want to make sure your back is arched, okay? So from the front, it's going to look just like this, alright? Feet together, whatever, arch your back, and then lean down and let your body weight pull you until you start to feel a stretch. Now if you're pretty flexible, then you can actually, grab your ankles, grab your feet, whatever. So from the side, you're going to be just like this. Arch your back. Make sure you try to keep your legs locked out and just go down. Alright? With keeping your back as straight as possible. Alright, that's your hamstring stretch. Next one is, you can do the, oh wait, I said to the sides too. Yeah, same thing for the sides. Make sure your back is arched, and you're just gonna put almost all your weight on one leg, and then just stretch that leg. Same thing for the other leg. Stretch the other leg, like that. Back arch, down, and just like that. And you want to hold, the key to actually stretches, if you want to stretch the muscle out for a workout, then you need to stretch at least 30 seconds, okay? If you want to stretch your muscles to increase your flexibility, you still need to do it at least 30 seconds, but you need to do more than one time. Alright, so what I mean is, if you want your hamstrings more flexible, do all the hamstring stretches for 30 seconds, and then do them all again for 30 seconds, and then do them all again for 30 seconds, however many times you want. But make sure you're not like pulling your freaking bones out of socket and everything, because you're just going to tear something, and then you're going to be actually less flexible than you were before. Alright, so stretching, don't do like you see on them freaking crazy Shaolin videos and stuff, and try to make your freaking forehead touch your butt crack, because you're going to mess something up, alright? And it's going to take a lot of time to recover. So, that was the standing stretches for hamstrings. The next one is just vertical stretch. You can actually either do this one with both legs straight, or one leg to the side like this. If you don't have very flexible ankles, you won't be able to put your foot straight back like this. You'll have to put it to the side like that. Alright, and this way I'll actually stretch your hips more too. So, if you have flexible ankles, go ahead and put your toes back. Alright, so all you're going to do is make sure your toe is pointed back. And then first you're going to reach with the same side hand. Okay? First you're going to reach with your same side hand. So left leg, left arm. And you're just going to keep your back arched, and then just touch your toes, or try to touch your toes. If you can't, grab your ankle, pull your arch back forward, and then flex your toes back, okay? And this right here is actually stretching me right now, and I'm pretty flexible. So grab your toes, keep your legs straight, arch your back, and just stretching right there. And if you want to go further, plant your left hand somewhere, and then cross over with your right arm, and it's actually going to stretch a different part of your hamstrings, okay? So different angles, whenever you stretch, it's going to stretch different parts of your hamstring, because the hamstring is not just one muscle, okay? So after you do that, left leg, same thing with the right. Put your toes either back or to the side. Arch your back, flex your toes back, stretch forward, other side. 30 seconds each, okay? And another one is just down the center, just like standing up. I like to spread my legs out some. It helps if you have a buddy behind you pushing your back down, but you can actually do it with your own body weight. Just, you can grab your toes, arch your back. I like you to look up, and then with this one, you're actually gonna use your toes to pull you forward more, okay? And it's gonna stretch your hamstrings more, all right? And that's all I got for hamstrings. That's just my favorite stretches. Next one is quads. And same thing like we were just doing, vertical stretch, okay? Except this time, it's not gonna be to the side of your body. You're gonna be sitting on your foot, okay? So as you sit down, you should already feel a stretch in your quads, okay? Then if you just want to get more of a stretch, just lay back, all right? Lay back as far as you can. If you can lay down on the floor, then do it. Just don't hurt yourself. The same thing with the other leg. Foot down to the side, lay back. If you can lay on the floor, that's good. What you want to do is thrust your hips forward, like tighten your glutes, flex your glutes, and you're going to push your hips forward, and you'll feel a lot more stretch in your quads, okay? And then that's that one. The next one is the double hurdle or stretch, or the power slide, like them rock stars do, you know? So this one, you're not actually going to be sitting completely on your feet. You're going to be off a little bit to the side, toes back if you can put them back. If not, just put them to the side. And then you're just going to lay back, and I like to go on my elbows until I get enough stretch. Flex your glutes, squeezing my glutes and pulling my quads more. And then if you can, go all the way back and just lay down. All right? From the side, it's like this. Foot's to the side of me. Lay it back slowly, one elbow at a time. Once I get comfortable, lay all the way back. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes and flexing it forward. All right. The next one is actually a standing stretch. So I'm gonna move back a little bit so you can see. This one is pretty simple. Put your hand on the wall, the hand closer to the wall, or the foot closer to the wall is gonna be on the ground. You're grabbing your foot or your ankle. Actually, it's better to grab below your ankle, or if you're standing up above your ankle, because you stretch like this. If you don't have flexible ankles, it can tear some stuff. But my ankles are pretty flexible, so you're just gonna grab your foot and pull it close to your butt. If you need to lean forward, that's fine. But what really gets the stretch is just like the one on the ground, squeezing your glutes. It's gonna push your hips forward, and it's gonna elongate this muscle right here. All right, so pull it to your butt, and then squeeze your glutes. All right. The same thing for the other side. Pull it to your butt, squeeze your glutes. All right. Those are my quad stretches. Next one is one of my favorite. Is groin stretches. All right. The first and probably easiest one is the butterfly stretch. So different people have different bone structures. So some of you won't be able to put your feet as close. Like some of you have really long, like a really long tibia and fibula. So your freaking feet will be like way out here, and that'll already be stretching, and that's fine. Some of you have a larger femur, and your feet can go all the way like under your freaking butt, and that's fine too. Just find a good position, get a good stretch, okay? So for this one, if you just saw, I like to clasp my fingers together like this, put my feet together, and then just put it, not in front, but underneath my feet, alright? And then you're going to stick your chest out, okay? So from the side, just like this. Clasp your fingers underneath your feet, pull them in, and then you're going to arch your back up. And that part is very important. Arching your back up is very important. If you can't do it by yourself, sit up against the wall or something. So you know, arch your back up. And then you can do ballistic stretching, which, contrary to popular belief, is not actually bad. It's when you actually slam your joints down is when it's actually bad. So ballistic stretching just means bouncing your whatever body part you're stretching. So I actually like to do most of my stretches starting off like that. So just bounce a little bit. Use the natural weight of your legs to stretch your groin. Now if you're really flexible, you pull it in and use your elbows to push down on your calves, okay? So you're gonna pull it in, arch your back, and then you're just gonna take your elbows and push down on your calves. All right. I didn't even stretch before, so this kind of hurts. But you want it to hurt, but not like sharp pain. You want it to be stretching pain. Okay. If at any time you feel like a sharp pain, slowly let it back and then shake it out. Okay. Because you don't want to tear something. All right. So, like I said, arching your back, leaning forward, put your elbows on your calves, and just push down. You can still do ballistic stretching like this, just rock back and forth. Alright, so that's that one. Next one is the half butterfly. One leg out, other leg in. I like to put it as close to my groin as possible. And try to make it so your leg is out to the side. You don't want it to be right here. You want it to be over here to the side. Okay? And then what I like to do is put my hand on one of my quads and then just lean away from it while I'm pushing it down. Oh, I must forget to tell you. The most important part of stretching is the muscle that you're stretching is not flexed. Okay? So if I'm doing like this, I'm trying to stretch my groin, your muscles will naturally pull against pull against the force, because it's a way of like your muscle spindles and muscle fibers way of preventing hyperextending your muscles in your joints, you know. So just relax. You have to relax that muscle while you're pushing away, okay? So just pushing away. My leg is completely relaxed. Alright. And the same thing for the other side. Bring the leg in. Make sure it's off to the side. And then put it to the ground. And then relax that leg. And just lean away from it. Alright, pretty easy. Same thing, 30 seconds for all those. Next groin stretches are, a lot of people won't be able to get very far with this. I know some females can, because they're naturally more flexible. But it's just the splits, okay? And with this one, you don't have to be a freaking ballerina or a gymnast to get a good stretch, alright? How I do it is, even if I don't have anything behind me, I like to make sure I have my shoes off, or something with traction that goes up around it, like wrestling shoes. And I'll just sit down, spread my legs as far as I can without using my arms, and then take my hands and kind of put them up under my calves, and then just roll them back. Alright? So how that looks from the side is, if you're looking down my leg, I'm going to put my hand under it and then roll it back. And slowly, it's going to be moving farther and farther back. Alright? So you do that from the front. Roll them back until you start to get a good stretch. Once you feel the stretch, all you're going to do is, while staying relaxed, after you're done rolling back, and put your hands behind you, and then slowly come up and arch your back. And you can take the pressure, you can take the weight off of your butt a little bit, and that's going to stretch your hamstrings as well as your groin. Alright? And with this, you can, lean to the left and your right. You can turn right and left. Once it starts getting more loose, you don't want to just keep stretching it more. Make sure you come in, shake them out, and then go back to the spot where you were at before. And then roll back some more. And then just keep doing that. And then before you know it, well, try not to do it in the same day, but before you know it, in a couple weeks or months, you'll be doing full splits. Alright. You can also do the same thing with that one, but you're going to have a strong upper body for this one. You're just going to put your feet out to the side. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to be a gymnast or anything. I can't actually do it because my hip is messed up. You're just going to spread your legs out. Try to keep your feet flat on the floor, toes pointed forward. And then, however you like to put your hands up. And while your legs are completely relaxed, you're just going to let your body weight stretch your groin for you. Okay? So the only thing that's actually doing anything is my triceps and my chest right now. Just holding me up. Alright? My legs are completely relaxed. So then once you do that, you can pull it out a little bit more. And then just keep doing like that. And hold your weight up with your arms. Alright. So that's a full split, but obviously not all the way down. Now another thing I like to do, a half split. This one is just going to be basically the same thing, except only one side is down. It's a little safer and it's a lot easier. So same thing like that. You're going to put your hips forward. You want to make sure you're not sitting back on it, because then it's going to be a hamstring stretch, because you're leaning forward on it. Okay? And once you do that side, put it down, switch it, same thing, and then a quarter stretch. Or like a sitting up butterfly or something. So, you're just going to be like that, and like a dog with really short hind legs. You're just going to pull your feet in close to your butt, and then lean your body forward, and then just try to hump the ground. Okay? And that's going to really stretch your hips too. So, like I say, it's going to look like this from the side. Feet together, pull them in close to your butt, lean forward, and you're just going to try to hump the ground. Okay? Well, I guess you can call it like a frog stretch or something. Yeah, that'd probably be more appropriate. So that's all the groin stretches. Now, another one, the IT band, which is the iliotibial band, is what runs down from the side of your pelvic bone to all the way down to this little thing right here. See, it runs all the way down to the side of your knee. And if you ever have tight knees, or you feel like it's pulling and not naturally, moving the way it's supposed to, you might have tight IT bands. So, two stretches I like to do for this is right over left, left over right, which that's one stretch, and then the wall push. Okay. So obviously right over left and left over right. You're gonna stand there with one foot, cross the leg over. The foot that you want to be flat on the ground is the one in the front. Okay. You want them to be both. You want them both to be on the ground, but one in the front is one you're more focusing on, but it's going to stretch your rear leg. Okay. So with this one, the front leg is going to be a little bent, and the back one is going to be completely straight. Now, when you stretch down, make sure you go slow. And if you're doing it right, if the pressure is on this foot and you're leaning forward right, but still arching your back, you're going to feel a stretch. It's almost like your glute and all the way down the side. Alright? So, switching over and turning to the side so you can see. Leg in the front, completely flat on the ground. Leg in the back is straight. And then you're just going to arch your back and lean forward. You'll feel it with your hamstrings, and then you'll feel it down the side of your leg. That's your IT band. I promise you, if you have tight knees, do that a little bit, and it'll loosen it up. And whenever I do stretches, I like to do some hip swings, loosen up my my hip flexors. So then there's that one. And the wall push is you're not actually pushing the wall. All right. This one is just put your hand on the wall, and then there's two ways you can do it. Whichever side is closest to the wall, that's the side you're stretching. Okay. So this one's in the front. You're gonna be just like this, leaning up against it. The pressure on your arm, leaning up against it, like hip to the side. It's gonna stretch your IT down on this side. Same thing. You put this leg in the back, it's going to still stretch the same muscle. Change over to the other side. So that's the IT band stretch that I like to do. Next one is glutes. So these are pretty fun. Not really. But there's the seated cradle, and I like to call it Spiderman stretch. So the seated cradle is first of all, I like to start just by sitting down and crossing my right over left or left over right. Okay. If you're doing right over left, it's gonna be just like this. Left leg is straight, and then right leg is just on top of your left quad. All right, you want it to be pulled in. Okay. So the actual stretch, you're gonna grab the back of this knee, and then as you lean back, it's going to be like this. You can grab it like that. Grab your calf, whatever you need to. And then when you pull on it, it's gonna stretch your right glute. So since my right leg is the one that's in the cradle, as you pull on this one, it's going to be stretching your right glute. Okay? And the same thing. So if you're not that flexible, you're just gonna reach under your leg. Alright? And it's gonna basically just make it easier for you to reach it. And the same thing, change over, under this leg, pull like that. And then the second glute stretch, which is definitely the harder one, is I like to call it the Spiderman stretch. Alright? I'll show you. So I like to start off sitting down kind of on my back foot, put the front leg straight. Put it over to the side a little bit, and then you're just gonna put it across your body. And then the back leg is gonna be straight. And then all you're gonna do is just lean forward on top of your leg if you can. If not, you're probably gonna be up here. Alright, the higher this leg is, the more of a glute stretch it's gonna be. So you should probably start out with it pretty low. And then you're just gonna lean forward while keeping your glutes loose. And just go all the way down if you can. Alright, from the side, it's gonna look like this. Front leg up. Try to put it perpendicular to your body if you can. If not, just put it at a 45-degree angle. Back leg straight. All you're gonna do, lean forward slowly onto your leg. Go all the way down if you can. Alright, just like that. So, I know it's a little bit harder, but it works really well. And the last muscle group is calves. And there's only two stretches I like to do with this. And they're basically like right over left or like block starch or whatever you call it. So, right over left is just like this. All the pressure's on this, the ball of your left foot or right foot, whichever one you're stretching. And then you're just putting your one leg on top of the other, and then just stretch out the calf. Straighten out your leg, and then push back on it. Alright, pretty simple. And then another one, if you have something you can step on, I'll use my boot as an example. Just put your ball of your foot on it, leg straight, and just lean forward. Alright. Pretty simple. So, those are my lower body stretches. And like I said, whenever you do these stretches, you want it to be at least 30 seconds. Alright? Those are actual seconds, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, you get a timer or a clock or whatever you need to get a good amount of stretch time. And stretching should not be something that you do for 3 minutes before or after a workout. You know, you should take at least a good 15 minutes to stretch, okay? I like to use around 30 minutes to stretch because I stretch to increase my flexibility, not just to maintain it or just stretch out my muscles, okay? Stretching can be done before or after a workout. If I do it before a workout, I like to go to the sauna or do a warm-up before I stretch to get my muscles loose so I don't pull something, okay? In a warm-up, you can do freaking jumping jacks, running in place, whatever you want to do for a warm-up. So if you're gonna stretch before a workout, warm up, then stretch, then do your workout. If you're gonna stretch after a workout, just after your workout where you're still warm, just stretch. Alright? So that's it for my lower body stretches. Well, y'all have a good day.